I think for everybody, I mean, certainly there's different levels, there's different degrees in terms of hurt and trauma, even abuse. But let's just speak about for the average person, right? We often still at age 40, 50, are holding on to what our parent did do, didn't do, should have done, how they hurt us, all of our hurt. And I think that at some point, right, I think each person has to ask themselves this question. And this is what I did for me, which really fundamentally shifted my relationship with my mom, because my father is not here. She's the only parent I have now. And, you know, everybody changes for good or bad. And we're all going through different experiences, different things. Of course, losing my father has been a really hard time for her. Seeing him sick for so many years was really difficult for her. So it's changed her in ways. And I remember we had this question, and we'd had this conversation, and I've given this advice to so many people since. We were talking about this, and I was saying, oh, you know, I wish my mom was behaving like she always did, or wish she was this way or that way. And then it's like, you know what? If she was no longer here, I'd be completely devastated. And I'm just so grateful to have her in my life, which means that it's now my turn to be really the adult, in the sense of, how can I give to her? How can I make sure she's happy? How can I nurture her? Instead of, what did my mom do or didn't do? And I have a good relationship with her, I always had, but like anything, you know, of course we're going to get triggered. Of course, a relationship with the people closest to you will always be challenged and will always be changing. And you have to recognize that and step up. And so my advice was exactly that. You know, I think that, and I shared this, and I said, you know, if I think about my mom and I think about all the things that she did or didn't do in my life, I actually don't even think about those things anymore. I just see her hand caring for me. I see her hand when I was a baby. I see her hand holding her first grandchild. I see her hand helping me give our children a bath. I see her doing that, and it just warms my heart. And that takes me back to appreciation. And I also said, you know, when a person leaves this world, the ones that we care most about, all those things you're remembering today about, you know, that time they hurt me on this significant day in my life, and that other time they didn't show up for me in the way that I thought. You know what happens when that person's no longer here? It's the craziest thing, because I've experienced it. Suddenly you cannot remember one bad thing that they ever did, and all you remember is the goodness they imparted upon you. And you can't even go back and say, wait, oh my God, I realized this, or I love you, or I appreciate you, or I'm sorry that I've treated you badly. Because, you know, and that's how the world works. You know, death is such an important part of life for that reason.